Hey everybody, it's Ia Patsy, and I'm going to be doing a twin flame reading for you all this evening. And we'll be using cards from the Gods and Titans and Goddesses and Sirens deck by Stacy DeMarco and Jimmy Manton. Okay, so just to get us started, because you know how long it takes for the shuffles sometimes, I got two cards here for the masculine energy and two cards here for the feminine energy. Okay, so let's start with the masculines first. Card we got for you was Garuda. This is about travel. And the card that came along with that was Lug, skill. So for our males, our masculine energies, this could be talking about you planning to travel, planning your next move. Could be talking about changing jobs. Could be talking about changing jobs, traveling, skills. You could be traveling for your work. Maybe you're changing your profession or taking on some new skills. Let's take a look at that. Okay, so Lugh, Lug, skill. All right. There's a wonderful story about the Celtic god Lugh that perhaps best sums up his energy and character. As many young men wish to do, Lugh decided to seek his destiny and travel to the big city. In this case, it was the city of Tara. King Nuada of the Tuatha De Danann, the ancient race said to have inhabited Ireland before the historical Irish ruled the land, and Lugh thought that perhaps he could offer his service to the sovereign. So he went to see if the king would hire him, right? Lugh was stopped by the door to the city by an enormous attendant who denied him entrance unless Lugh had a skill that Nuada needed. So Lugh told the doorman he was an accomplished blacksmith. The doorman declared that they already had someone with that skill. Next, Lugh said he was a builder. Again, the doorman rejected him for the same reason. Persistent, Lugh offers his service as a poet, a magician, a historian, a harpist, a brilliant swordsman, but was rejected each and every time for the same reason. Smiling, Lugh stood tall and inquired, "Ah, but do you have one person who has all these skills together?" And with that, Lugh joined the court of Nuada. Being a person of skill is something to celebrate. No matter if you're good at your hands or with your mind, being skillful in the area you choose is good for your confidence and self-respect. Perhaps you would like to extend your skill set or learn a new talent. This is an important road to continue to travel on. We should never stop learning, or at least improving what we know. Lugh also shows that you can be versatile in your talents. He was a swordsman of repute and a sensitive poet. You don't have to stick to one thing. So, talking about not being afraid to be versatile, not getting stuck. Maybe this is talking about following your dreams. You've done the practical. Now do the thing that warms your heart. So that could be the message, that maybe you have been very reliable and practical and studious, and there's different sides to you that you'd like to express that are just as valuable as the side that you have been expressing. So whatever it is that you do for a living, you might be wonderful at it, but that's not the only thing that you're wonderful at. And so maybe they're saying that for you, Divine Masculine, this may be something that you need to take into consideration, concerning your life in general, and also your love life. Maybe you've mastered one relationship and now it's time for you to move on to another. And that could be what is indicated by this twin flame journey, is that you've learned all the lessons that you needed to learn separately, and now it's time for you to learn further lessons together, right? I say. So for the female energies, we got 2 cards for our divine feminines. And the first card that came up was Kali. Kali talks about fear. And the second card that came with Kali was Pomona, plenty. So, feminines, this could be saying you got plenty of fear. You're very afraid of something. That could be what it is. That you're afraid of something. But this plenty also talks about abundance. All right? Having enough of everything. Having enough to share. So maybe you're afraid of being destitute. Maybe you're afraid of not having enough. Maybe that's why you're afraid to leave your present situation to step forward towards your twin flame. Are you afraid that if you leave your karmic that you may suffer some financial loss of some sort, or some loss of your comforts? It's possible. But are you, maybe you should remind yourself that you should be willing to believe in the power of the divine, right? And that you think with all that you've done and all that you've sacrificed and all your lessons and all that you've been through, do you really think that the Creator would see you destitute? I don't think so. God is not that small. God can make an abundance out of whatever. If that's a fear, I wouldn't entertain that fear too heavily. So let's talk about Pomona. Trust that you have enough. Ask and you will receive. It is time to prune back the dead wood in order to grow. Nourish yourself and the earth. According to Roman myth, the beautiful nymph Pomona cherished her garden above everything else. From the first rays of pale dawn to the rich gold of the setting sun, the exquisite Pomona nurtured every plant within her domain. Her fair hand always seemed to be holding a silver pruning knife, which she used to gently tend to her plants. She cut back one tree to allow sunlight to filter through to another. She reduced one branch to energize the whole plant, to send its precious energy in a better, more fruitful direction. She prepared the soil diligently so that the seeds she planted would grow with ease, and the resulting fruits would be full of goodness. Pomona lavished her love on each and every plant in her garden. She watched for signs of rot and drought and tried to remedy the imbalance in natural ways. No plant ever became stifled, and none grew too large. All of them flourished. Pomona lived and worked alone. So engrossed was she in the garden of delights that she did not feel the need for romantic company. Tall fences surrounded her gardens, lest the people of the village try to wander in, and no one of the masculine persuasion was welcome. This did not discourage some from trying to win her love, though. Gods and fauns and satyrs and all tried to gain Pomona's attention, but failed miserably. Probably some satyrs too. But anyway, the goddess Venus may have been able to influence others, but she couldn't influence Pomona. A god called Vertumnus was one of the many who watched the nymph from outside her gate and fell deeply in love with her. No matter how he tried, winning her seemed impossible. And so he decided he would disguise himself in various forms he thought would appeal to her, to learn more about her, and seriously woo her. Through this shape-shifting, he learned that Pomona feared being in a couple mainly because she thought she would need to leave her garden. Happily, Vertumnus revealed himself and promised his love, and when they worked together, they created an even more plentiful garden. Pomona reminds us that we have unlimited plenty in our lives and in the natural world, and that we need to cultivate and care for it. In both literal and figurative sense, we can stifle growth if we do not choose to prune back the unnecessary things in our lives. For most of us, there are always some aspects of our lives that we would like to change. They may take the form of an outmoded belief, a bad habit, a damaging pattern, or a plain and simple fear. Pomona was certain her garden would suffer should she have a partner, but once she was able to let go of that idea, she made room for a partner and a more fruitful garden. Often, with these unnecessary things, we need to make a decision to finally leave them behind or cut them out of our lives once and for all. Just as Pomona holds her pruning knife ready, we too need to be ready to use our true wisdom and courage to free up our natural capacity for growth, whether it be cutting a person free who no longer fits into our lives, or cutting out an old, limiting belief that makes room for something new. So, Divine Feminine, are you all afraid of losing your independence? Are you afraid to trust? Because you think that somebody's going to take something from you that you worked so hard for, right? That's not an unreasonable fear, right? That's what they advise us about all the time. You know, be careful of people who want to come and use you, gold diggers or gigolos or whatever they're called, especially if you've worked hard and you've accumulated something. That is a fear. So, but all that you have been accumulating and all that you have been doing and all that you've been putting aside, what was it for? Was it to live the rest of your life in fear, trying to protect it? Is that what it was for? Is that what all the hard work was for? You holding on to it for what? to leave for somebody else to enjoy. I'm not saying you should squander your hard-earned dollars or your investments or any other foolishness like that. But what I'm saying is that maybe if you work together with someone who has the skills and knows what they're doing and who's willing to work with you and to bring you what you need. This is like the guy that's the magician, right? He has all the tools that he needs. Maybe you think that he's just one way, but really maybe he's not. Maybe he's got other talents that you haven't even imagined yet. Don't cut your twin flame too, short now. Don't sleep on him now. He might know a lot more than you think he does. He might be a little slow in general in spiritual matters, but maybe that's what he's not good at, and that's what you're here for, right? But he may be all right. He may have other skills, survival skills. Okay, he's ready. He's ready to go. He's on his way. And I think what this is saying is that after all this time, don't cut yourself short because now you're going to be feeding into your fears of sharing or being taken advantage of financially. Because I think this is not about your love. I think you got that part of it down pat. This whole love thing, I think you've got this pretty well in hand. I think the problem is you don't want to part with what you have, what you've accumulated. So let's see what we got from the Archangel Tarot. And that's by Doreen Virtue also. Yes. So we got first, number 2, High Priestess. Powerful psychic insights, reflection, and meditation that provides valuable information. Be at peace. Be at peace. Stop being so fearful. Next card that came here, Queen of Michael. You know exactly what to do. You have the benefit of experience. A time for career rather than relationships. Queen of Michael, brilliant, self-reliant, insightful, humorous. Yeah, that's where you are. You won't have time for this. You know what's, yeah, you are protecting yourself. Divine Feminine has her guard up. See what else we have here. Six of Raphael. Embrace your inner child. New friends or a rekindled friendship. Okay. The Emperor. Stability and efficiency. Taking charge of a situation. Number 4. And Knight of Gabriel. Confidence, enthusiasm, enthusiastic, courageous, charismatic. Time to take control. Great passion for a cause. knowing exactly what to do. Okay, so for my twin flames here, I think what's happening here is the divine masculine is on his way. And I think the advice for the divine feminine is, well, for the divine masculine, first of all, this is about having confidence, to know that you have the skills that you need, to know that you are going towards something that's going to be positive, that you will be able to handle, that you don't have to be afraid. All right. This is following your instinct. All right. And knowing that that you that you possess within yourself valuable information. Okay. You have been doing your work. You have been praying. You have been meditating. Okay. And you've been getting up your courage, and you've been trying to make your way towards the divine feminine. And the divine feminine, you're being told that even though you have been working very diligently and you take fine care of yourself and you don't need nobody to take care of you and the whole 9 yards, that, you know, it's not that you don't want a relationship. You just are, you want a relationship that's going to allow you to still be yourself. And you also you want a relationship. You want a relationship that's going to allow you to be yourself while you build your trust. So while the masculine energy may be coming into this relationship in order to um, learn more about his spirituality, to get more in touch with that, to become more confident, to gain more skills, to continue that ascension, because divine feminine is a little ahead of this, path at this point for the most part. But there's still issues and trust issues. You're here to help him with his spiritual ascension, as far as learning the skills and the different modalities, and working with the different ways of divining, and how to get the message out here, and being comfortable with this role as being a leader, being able to feel confident in his powers and not be afraid of his intuition, and all the stuff that you already done, and so you'll be able to help walk him through those moments that you probably were alone because he was off doing whatever he was doing. I digress. But your job, that's your job. His mission is to teach you how to trust, because you had your guard up for such a long time. And so your trust and your faith is in the divine. Your trust and your faith are in your spirit guide. Your trust and your faith are in your ancestors, but you don't have a lot of trust and faith in mankind because you've been let down so many times. And you feel like the only reason that this is working out, if this works out, is because of God. And so you don't have a lot of faith in men or mankind, that you know that you have work to do and you're more than willing and happy to do it. But as far as letting someone close into your heart and into your life again, you're willing to do with this, with your twin flame. But again, because you're being obedient to spirit. I think what it is they want you to get back to where you actually feel it, because maybe this this journey has pulled something, as much as it added to you, maybe it pulled something from you, a passion or a capacity to love that is just, it took a toll. And that's what I'm seeing. It took a toll. This journey has taken a toll on your heart. It's taken a toll on your heart. And as much as you learn things, there's some things that maybe you need to unlearn. And I think that that's what this message is. And that if you allow this, your divine masculine, if you allow him to come in, not just as a friend or a student, but as a love, you'll balance one another out. He'll give you what you need, and you will get what you need, and you will give him what he needs also, is what I'm hearing here. So let's see if we can get any more messages about this situation from Whispers of Love. It's a new deck, and that is by Blue Angel Books, and it's by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall. Okay, so, but you got good stuff here. You got the 2. You got the High Priestess. You have the Emperor. All your cards are upright. Yeah. Money's coming. All right. Money's coming. Knight of Gabriel. And passion. You have to be gentle with her, divine masculine. You have to be gentle with your divine feminine. She's been through a lot. She's been through a lot. Not only what you put her through, but all that she's been through. And just because she's letting you in, and just because she's opening her heart, don't take that for granted. Think outside of yourself. That's part of what you have to learn to do too. Not only get in touch with your own emotions for yourself, but getting in touch with other people's emotions and valuing their emotions. So learning about your emotions, which was may have been part of your other, your previous journey up to now. Getting in touch with your intuition, getting in touch with your emotions. Being able to express your emotions and allowing her to express hers, allowing someone else to express theirs without feeling threatened or like as if it wasn't safe. Card you got from Whispers of Love, like attracts like. If you are longing for more love in your life, you need to be more loving. Well, that's basically what I said. Y'all yin and yang each other. Let's see what that is. That's a wonderful message. Like attracts like. Wonderful. Oh, it's a number 2. See, 2 is at the very top, real tiny. Oh, number 2. So that's 2. Let's see. On this 2 is a high priestess. Here's a 2. Very good. And this is a 4 for that foundational, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely this is the twin flame message here. When we want to create something, the law of attraction states that we need to be in the vibration of what we want to create. Love will come to you easily if you surround yourself with love and easily find things to love about your life. Take a moment to think of the many things that you love. Express love and gratitude for everything in your life already, all that is around you, both male and female energies. I'm speaking to you all now. You both. This is going to continue to help you all grow as you all come more and more in contact with one another. Okay? So let's see if we can get a card from the Neurology Oracle deck, and that's by Michelle Buchanan. Really? Pride, number 19. 1 and 9 is 10. This is about individuality. Be proud of this journey. Be proud of what you have accomplished, both male and female, masculine and feminine energies. Y'all have worked hard. I'm not talking to the ones who didn't get it at all because you wouldn't even be watching this. But you've come a long way and you should be proud of yourself. Now that's just this, you know. This card indicates a need to swallow your pride and to improve your current situation and your quality of life. By admitting when you're wrong and choosing to see another's point of view, whether the person is right or wrong, you raise your vibration, which brings you closer to your dreams. Bottom line is, if you want to create a happy, harmonious life, you must let go of your need to be right or in control. To overpower, to belittle, or punish another goes against the nature of your soul and takes you out of alignment. Yet, when you have the courage to own up to your mistakes, you align yourself with Source. Admitting when you're wrong builds character, inner strength, and self-esteem. It opens the door for resolution and creates better relationships with others. Stubbornness and pride get you nowhere, but humility and compromise bring you closer to the realization of your dreams. In order to improve your current situation, you're being asked to adjust to and harmonize with the natural rhythms and cycles of your life. Cycles are encouraging you to rise above your ego. Rather than go it alone, because you're too stubborn to back down, you must cooperate with others. When you swallow your pride, you can make your dreams come true. The affirmation is, I admit my mistakes and improve my quality of life. Okay, 10-4. So, as I was reading that, Divine Masculine, don't be too prideful about all your jack of all trade attributes. Okay, you are going to need to address this humbly, because the divine feminine is going to have a hard time giving up control, especially if this is about property, her home. Of course, if something's broken, fix it, but let her know that that's what you're going to do, and make sure that she's comfortable with you doing it, even if it's a small thing. Just at first, just as you're going in, even if it's a change of light bulb, telling you. You say, hon, Did you know the light bulb was out in the hallway there? She'll say, oh, no. Or she'll say, oh, yeah, I knew I was going to stop by the 7-Eleven and pick up some bulbs or something. Say, oh, that's okay, hon. I have some. Did you mind if I change the bulb for you? Or I'm going to run out to the store. Would you like me to pick them up for you? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, ease her into it. Don't just let her walk, out of the bathroom brushing her teeth and you're up on a step stool in the middle of her hallway. It's not. It's something. It's just territorial, especially if she's been alone for a while. You gotta be easy with her, okay? So be patient, be gentle, just as she's been patient and gentle with you. As you've been going through your transformation, be patient and gentle with her as she's going through hers. And it's gonna be fine because likes attract likes. Even though you're opposite, you're alike. You need one another. Okay? So again, that is about swallowing your pride too. She needs to swallow some of her pride and, you know, compromise and let go of some control. And you, even though you know that you don't need no woman's permission to change a light bulb and all that. Yeah, we know. No, no. But we're thinking on a higher vibration now because this is not just about you and your pride. This is about hers and hers too. And this is about trying to make one another feel comfortable in your new relationship, in your new surroundings, knowing that people are watching you. Others are seeing how you all handle this transition. And there's still more lessons to be learned. So keep taking notes. Write things down, both of you. But you're going to learn how to work together. And that's what this part of the journey is about. Learning how to work together. So I hope you all enjoyed this reading. And like I said, it was just something real short for you guys. Short, it's almost 40 minutes. 36 actually. So anyway, I'll be talking to you all soon. I'm going to get started doing the Love Bite series, and I'll be seeing you all then. Thanks a lot. Bye.